Hello and welcome back to the Only Accies channel. It's finished here. Hamilton won, Dundee United won in a game where Hakeem The was yet again the hero after Hamilton conceded very early on. We're joined first off by Ewan. Ewan, how are you today, sir?
Yeah, I'm feeling relatively content after that today.
And what did you make of the performance overall?
I thought it was okay. First half, obviously, went down 1-0. I went into half time 1-0 down, but I didn't think we were awful. I thought it was pretty even. Tunde had that absolutely brilliant chance, and we had some decent interchanges, especially down the left with Monroe and Templeton and Mimno. I thought that looked relatively dangerous, but every single time United got on the counter, it looked like we were going to concede.
Yeah.
But ultimately, I thought, to be honest, I didn't think much changed in the second half. We conceded probably the same amount of chances, created just as little, but we were never out of the game. I thought it was really scrappy, but I think with Templeton in the park, there's always a chance that you're going to create something.
Yeah, absolutely. And Templeton today had a few flashes of brilliance, as we see him do. I've mentioned to you before about how big I think Templeton's going to be this season, and obviously it seems a lot of Accies fans agreed. What did you make of Templeton's performance today? Not the most standout we've seen him be, but did have some moments.
I actually thought it was one of his most influential performances. He didn't,
Okay.
other than the goal, he didn't create many chances, but the amount of times he managed to get the ball from a nothing position in the midfield and getting it out to the wing backs or into the strikers or whatever, there's not another player in that team who can do it. He's so important to just receiving the ball, no matter how bad a pass or how scrappy it is, turning and playing it into a dangerous area. It's so important, especially in a team where there's not all that much creativity. You've got okay wing backs, but they're not the most dangerous. I thought actually Monroe was okay, and strikers who aren't going to create something out of nothing. You need that guy who can just pop up anywhere and just create something out of nothing, which I think he can do even if it's not directly involved.
Absolutely, and one of those strikers who we did get a chance to see today was Tunde Owolabi eventually. How desperate were you to see him today? Were you on that bandwagon, or were you just more interested in other things?
I did want to see him because the other strikers haven't really done it much at all. So I wanted to see him get a goal. There's obviously a reason he's not been playing. I don't think we know what it is, but it took Miller months to get in the team, coming from a similar level to Tunde. So, and I think Miller turned out all right. So, but I thought Tunde was all right again. I think it was just an okay performance overall. But there's something there worth persisting with. He's got decent close control. I thought at points he took up some really decent positions when the ball was just getting fired around and no one could find him. I think he's worth sticking with, I would say, because let's be honest, there isn't really anyone else there.
Yeah, absolutely. And finally, just before you go, if you had to pick a man of the match today, who would that be?
I would go with Templeton just because of how influential he is all over the park, and would it be fair to say that we wouldn't have 4 of the 7 points we've got this season if it wasn't for him?
Absolutely. Yeah, I agree. I think he's been, like you said, so influential, and hopefully he continues to be as we go into the season. Ewan, thank you very much for joining me today, mate. I appreciate it.
See you later.
Cheers, pal. Bye-bye. And our second fan today, as always, is Brandon. Brandon, what did you make of the game today?
Yeah, draw's probably a fair result, to be honest with you. Both teams weren't really exciting. There wasn't much in the game, to be fair. I just watched Mickey Mellon's interview and he says we scored their only chance, which you can't really argue with that much. We didn't threaten once again. Open play, there was nothing really there.
Okay.
Fair play to a Dolphin scoring. But I think that's all we've really created. I don't think we played poor, but at the other end we didn't play well, and it's the exact same you can say about Dundee United. So no, I'd say one each was the good result. I think if Dundee United scored another, they completely killed the game off. But But no, I'd say 1 each was a fair result.
And one of the players we did finally get to see today is Tunde Obalabi, who, and I said on Twitter, I don't think he hurt his case at all for more starts. He had that big chance, which I think he should have taken in the game, but he didn't. But he showed good energy. He was chasing the ball around. To me, he didn't hurt his chances. What did you make of him today?
No, I'd probably agree with that. I don't think he had much of a chance or any opportunities, to be perfectly honest with you. I wouldn't say he played brilliant. I wouldn't say he played shite.
Mm-hmm.
So the effort was clearly shown in him, and he offered a different sort of type of play than what we get from Moyo and Augie. So I'd certainly say that he doesn't deserve to be dropped for the next game ahead of Moyo and Augie. Augie just, don't know what's going on with him, man. He just looks horrendous.
Yeah, he looks so off it.
Still looks off it completely. But in relation to Tunde, no, he certainly doesn't deserve to be dropped. Often man of the match, in my opinion. Scott McMahon wasn't really
he was given the
that
club's
much.
man of the match today.
Who's your man of the match?
No, he was given the club's man of the match today.
Scott McMahon was. Aye, my pal just Latimer's just shaking his head. It's probably been for the commentators that's gave him that man of the match because they're fucking horrendous.
I'm confused with David Templeton. They obviously thought they were giving
same colours and stuff like that. I think the referee was to go into the match again. The referee was very card happy for Accies players, but he should have just fucking sent them off because honestly, their partner's worse than Charlie Nicholas's. Honestly, we had one shot on target. Dundee United only had two. Both of us had 12 shots each, so it was a dead even game. But in relation to the commentators, I saw somebody tweet saying after the international break, can we have a muted option for them? And honestly, I don't know. They just need to try something else. I think it. I think they have to have a fan zone, get two fans, and it'll make it more entertaining.
It would.
You'll get more views, stuff like that.
Spoke with our last fan. We had Ewan on previously, and he said that he spoke about how influential David Templeton's going to be this season, and we saw it again today. How big a part did he have to play today? Obviously, getting the assist.
100%, mate. Like, as far as the season's went so far, all our goals, bar one deflected goals, came for the set pieces. So the way he distributes the ball it's different class.
Yeah.
If we are going to create it is all going to come through him. Me and Latimer were talking about it during the game that it's similar to when we were in the Championship. You always saw their opposition players looking for Ali Crawford.
Yeah.
Looking to take him out of the game, just stop everything coming from him. And that's exactly what we've got here. It's everything they know. Temps is that sort of game changer that we've got in the team, and as long as we keep him fit, he'll give us a sort of fighting chance, whether it be through the set pieces or just the way he is, like distributing the ball. But a sort of creative midfielder / an attacker is needed, because we're not scoring goals from open play, and we're not creating anything for open play. So hopefully, with that wage bill being freed slightly, we can bring someone else in to help Temps out slightly, because he physically can't do it all himself.
There's not much else I can add to those previous fans. David Templeton will be so influential, and Hakeem The Hero was indeed my man of the match, and once again secured us at least a point with his goal. Happy for those who stuck money on him to be anytime goal scorer. I was one of them. That point does leave us 10th. It leaves us drawn on points with St Johnstone and St Mirren, who occupy the bottom two spots, but we are ahead on goal difference. It leaves us in an odd situation because all bottom 8 clubs are either on 7 or 8 points. So there's only a point difference between 12th and 8th. So I reckon that bottom 8 are going to be chopping and changed all season. I think realistically it's Livingston, St Johnstone and St Mirren that we need to battle with to stave off relegation. Hopefully we'll do it again this season. Next week we do have Hibs with the club offering a live streaming service similar to what they did with the Derby. So if you're there, come say hi to me. I will be there too. Thank you very much for watching. If you did enjoy this content, go ahead and leave a like rating. Don't forget to hit subscribe so you don't miss some Only Accies content. You can also follow us over on our social medias, all of which are linked in the description. Thanks a lot for watching, and I'll see you again next week.